Hi everybody, my name is Tibi and I made this video to explain what the matchmaking device system is all about. So without further introduction, I will just go straight to the point. I don't want to lose everybody's time here. So the first thing I want to point in this explanation is that we're talking about a matchmaking device system, and the word system is very important, and that will become very clear in the following few minutes. Alright, so having said that, I will start my explanation by going to something very basic, very simple, very tangible. So we're going to talk about the device itself. We're going to talk about the matchmaking device. Alright, and then we'll go into a little bit more abstract things, and then we'll talk about, I'll present some scenarios how this device would be used in real life. So let's talk about this device now. The device, it's basically an electronic it's an electronic device, and we don't care about the casing. We don't care about the packaging, how you make it. Do you make it into a bracelet, or do you make it into a necklace, or do you embed it in the glass? That doesn't matter for now. Okay, you have all these possibilities after. What's important is to talk about this electronics, the piece of electronics. So one important characteristic of these matchmaking devices is that they're able to exchange identity at a certain distance, remotely, wirelessly, with each other. Okay, so every device sends out on a regular basis its own identity, and that is received by another device which happens to be in the range of communication. And once that information is received, once that identity is received, the device processes some information and it presents the user. It produces a signal that could be a scale of colors from red to blue and everything in between, or some sort of noise, and that signal on that scale represents the matching probability. Okay, now we're talking about matching, but matching of what? Okay, and this could be very general. So we're talking about matching of human interests. That could be matching for dating, matching for business, matching for academic interests, etc. Now the question is, how does the device know your interests? How does it know my interests? If I use a device, let's say I'm in a business networking event, how does it know my interest in order to match this interest, which is mine, with the one of another user of that device that attends the same networking event? Well, before everybody goes to this event, what happens is that everybody goes on a computer, that could be at home or at that location, and fills a profile. Okay. Now there is nothing magical about filling up a profile. This is what anybody does when you go on a dating website. The first thing after you open your account is that they ask you a bunch of questions, and some serious dating websites, they go very far, and it could take you like half an hour or 45 minutes to describe yourself, to answer all these questions. So that is your profile. Okay, that is a profile which is saved on a database. So this is the same thing happens here with the device. How the device knows your identity. Well, before the event, you go on a computer. So notice here we're talking about a computer. We're not talking about the device itself. So you go on a computer, okay, and you fill up a profile like anybody does on a dating website. And then on the same computer, we have a matching calculator that runs, which is an application that takes your profile and goes into the database where it has, the computer has all the profiles already there, and it matches your profile with all the other profiles. So this happens on a computer. Okay, and then this information is sort of reformatted. Okay, it's written and recoded in another way, and you take your device, okay, you plug it into the computer, and the computer uploads that information to the device. So it uploads basically your identity, all right, and it uploads all the matches that are possible between you and other people in the system. So this is how the device knows about your interests. Okay, the device doesn't know it before. You have to do these tricks on a computer, which has all the computing power, and then you upload some of this information into the matchmaking device. Now once you do that, you unplug the device, and you can basically go out, and the device can work independently of the computer. It doesn't need a computer to run. All right, it can just sense other devices. It can get their identity and match that identity on the matching scale, and then just produce this signal. Let's say if it's on a scale of color, if there is 100% matching probability, it's going to give you a red signal, and if it's 0 matching probability, it's going to give you a blue signal, or something like that, or emitting a sound of some frequency. All right, that doesn't matter. Okay, it's like the casing, it's like the package, the way the device communicates with to the user, the matching probability at this point in time, it doesn't matter. Okay, what matters is this important functionality. It's that you go on a computer, you do the profile, you do the matching calculations, and you upload that into your device. You go outside of the devices interact with each other, and they produce some sort of signal. All right. Well, at this point here, you could see why we're talking about a matchmaking device system and not just about a matchmaking device. Why? Because it integrates into a system. Okay, when we're talking about a profiler and a matching calculator that already exists on dating websites and on serious networking websites, we're talking about some systems out there. And what you see is that our device just plugs into that system and extends its functionality, basically. So it extends that system, but it's part of a system. The device cannot work on itself unless you want to build a profile and a matchmaking calculator with the device, or you want to make the device so smart that you directly input your information into the device, which is not in our interest. I don't think there's a market for that. There are cell phones, intelligent machines that you could do all that. Okay, what distinguishes our device from all these smartphones out there used for dating and anything else is that our device is extremely cheap. So it has a very limited computing power, and this is what makes it very interesting, as we will see when we will generate some scenarios how this thing could be used. But already you can see why we're talking about a system here. Okay, it's not just a simple device. So let's talk about a few scenarios. So the first scenario that I think of is a singles party. Okay, I think the dating industry is the most promising industry for this matchmaking device that we're describing here.